First of all, I'd like to say that the Stan Smith tennis racket, that was my very first tennis racket.
Oh, really?
I was growing up in Cleveland. I saved up to buy that racket, and it was my pride and joy. So I have
it's great because you can use it for tennis, and then, when you don't want to use it anymore, you can use it to, build a fire in the fire. You can't do that with a racket.
True.
Not really that useful.
What I'd like to ask you is, what do you think about the whole issue behind player development? Because even the difference between John and Pat in terms of what they feel about how we get more American kids playing and what we do with them once they're playing. There's the whole line of thought of start them young, get them playing all the time. Then there's John, who's much more of let the kid be a kid, let them play, but let them be creative. Where do you lie in terms of U.S. player development?
Well, I was a director of coaching for 10 years when it first started, and it was during the era of fortunately for us in a way, we had Santos and Courier and Agassi and Martin and Chang and we didn't, to be quite honest, we really didn't affect a lot of those guys. Martin was quite involved in our program. The other guys were pretty much on their own with their own parents or coaches, and so I certainly can't say that we developed those guys.
Right.
So it's a difficult call. I mean, even I've been not doing that for the last 20 years, I guess now, and it's the same issues. Should the coaches stay with the kids throughout their career, or should they then go with USTA coaches? And I just talked to Jay Berger yesterday, who works with Jose and who works for Patrick, and they're doing a pretty good job. They're actually going towards older coaches with more experience. They're working really hard. The key thing that those coaches can do is to take them, internationally. Because if let's say you're teaching a kid here in San Jose, you can't, and you got other kids, you can't take off 3 or 4 weeks and go to a Petit Âge, a tournament for the 14-year-olds in France. Sure. So those USTA coaches can do that, and it's hard to judge those USTA coaches if they don't have them all the time. It's hard to say whether they're really great coaches or not.
Right.
So that was a frustration for the coaches. But for the players, to take them from where they are to a different location, and the private coaches get a little bit peeved about it. So there's got to be a little bit of a balance, I think, the way it works. And a lot of the kids now are at Boca or maybe at Carson, and they're getting a chance to play with other players. Like I have an academy, the Smith Stern Tennis Academy in South Carolina, and we have a guy that got to the finals of the Eddie Hurd tournament, which is one of the bigger junior tournaments. And the good thing about the academies is you have other kids that can play against, and that's a good thing about the USTA. Facilities would have other really good players to play against. If you're in Montana or even here, you only have a couple good players in the area.
Right.
Then you can't. Then the other thing that happens is you get a group of good players, and they inspire the other players. Not maybe they're playing against them, but one of them does well. The other guy says, geez, I've beaten him in practice, I've beaten him in tournaments. If he can do that, I can do it.
Right.
And all of a sudden your expectations are heightened. So I think that's a side of it, but you get more international competition, more clay court tennis, and at Hilton Head where I live, we practice on clay. And the great thing about that is it's easier on your body. Right. You learn to work the points better, and you need to be in good balance.
Right.
If you're off balance, you're slipping and falling and literally falling on the ground. And a lot of the great tennis now is on clay.
Right.
And
there was that whole controversial switch of the Orange Bowl to clay, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a controversial switch with the whole U.S. circuit in the summer, on grass, then on clay, and then on hard. It all depends on what the Open is. So we had about 10 years of all clay court tournaments in the summertime, and so our players got to play on clay more, but. It's hard, you get a kid from Northern Cal, Southern Cal, there's no clay courts around.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they develop. And the Europeans and South Americans, grow up on clay outside in the summertime. In the wintertime, a lot of them play indoors on a faster court. Spanish kids don't necessarily do it, but the Northern European kids end up playing on both surfaces. Borg was great on clay, but he did play on the indoors in the winter, and so he had a taste of it. And then once he got, he really was able to transition his game from clay to grass to hard. Not many players transition from hard to clay. I mean, Chang was a huge exception to that rule. He never played on clay, went over there and ended up winning the French, which was a good surface for his style of play, which is obviously why he won it, but it was a freak win. But you look at all the great players, I mean, from Arthur Ashe. Well, Tony Traber won it, and then after that, Arthur Ashe, myself, McEnroe, Connors, all the top American, Roddick, all the top Mayotte, all the players never won the French.
Sampras was the only missing one.
And Sampras didn't even get close.
Right.
That's where Federer has the edge over Sampras in the overall thing, because Sampras just never got close. Federer had been in the finals and finally won it.
Arguably the second best clay quarter of this year. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So, Sampras growing up in L.A., it wasn't so much, if he did go to clay, he would have been better. But he didn't want to invest the 2 months to go in the clay, to play in Rome and Monte Carlo and the other lead-up turns for the French. And the one year he got to the quarters, I think he actually played some good tennis on clay because he got more patient. And that's what happened to me in '72. I played 4 Davis Cup matches outside the country. I played the French, I played the Italians, and then Barcelona in a tournament. So I played probably 12 or 14 weeks on clay. I'm from Southern California, and I got more comfortable on it. I was never the greatest, but I won all those Davis Cup matches on red clay, and so I got used to it because of it. And Sampras is, he could have done it, but he just didn't want to, take the time to do that. He didn't feel, whatever reason, he didn't feel it was important. So, we got to get the kids playing on the clay. We got to get them out playing nationally. We got to get more good kids. We got to get good athletes. And the X Games has hurt us. The other sports in the United States has hurt us. And you go to Spain, you got soccer and tennis. And there isn't. They play basketball. They don't play art football. They don't play baseball. They don't play hockey. There's not really the X Games. So many. Look at some of these X Game athletes. These guys would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Great balance, and strength, fitness, coordination, hand-eye coordination as well, even. And so I think that we're hurt with that. And then all the countries now are getting hurt with the internet and video games and that sort of stuff. You get a kid who might have an interest in tennis, but playing video games all the time or that sort of thing. So it's.
May I please have a picture? Thank you very, very much.
All right.
On 3, 1, 2.
Thank you very, very much.
Ready for the receiving line, Stan?
Okay, yeah.
Photo for you here. Hold on.